Well, welcome. We're so glad that you're here today. Today, we're doing a back to school with LVI America. We took a couple months off during the summer and we are back. And the slide that we have up is of a young boy, and he's excited to start school. He's got school steps behind him. He's giving everybody a thumbs up. He's got a bright red shirt on, and he's got the Cars shirts on it. And then we have buses off to the side. So we are definitely focusing on back to school today. We're really glad that you're here today. I'm Kimberly Klein, and we also have Christopher here from Sweden. He'll introduce and get started in just a minute. We are taping today, so that will be up a little bit later. We have some learning objectives today. However, I just wanted to remind everyone we're not offering ACV REPs today, but we do have some specific learning objectives that we do or will be covering. We'll be discussing the LVI video magnifiers for students that they prefer, the ones that have a tried and true, because they've been used for a while now in schools. And one of the products he'll be focusing on today is the MagnaLink S, better known as the MLS. We'll also be talking about our tablet-based computer, the Tab, and also our new product, which is the iPad solution. We have products that people use in the classroom, library, and at home. We'll also be describing the benefits and differences between the S, the Tab, and the Wi-Fi cam. And then that'll help decide how to choose the best, most appropriate video magnifier for each student, whether that's students yourself or whether you're working with other students. The next slide shows a picture of all of the three products that we'll be focusing on today. Again, the MLS, the Tab, and the Magni Wi-Fi cam and Magni Wi-Fi, which are the iPad solutions. The S is kind of our flagship product. We've had it around for quite a long time. It used to be called the Student. So if you have a product like this that's called the Student, it is the same basic product, but we've made updates to the camera and a few other updates as well to it. But I just met somebody not that long ago that had a Student. They'd had one for 15 years and it was still looked brand new and in great condition because, as you know, we build products to last. We also have our MagnaLink Tab product, which is based on the Surface Pro solution. And we've had some questions come up about this. So it is the Surface Pro 9 that we are now shipping, whether you get an i5 or an i7. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. We also have the MagnaLink Wi-Fi. That is the newest product to join our family. And that works with your iPad or your iPad Pro. Some system requirement questions have came up for the Magni Wi-Fi or Magni Wi-Fi cam, meaning what iPad should I be using? We don't supply iPads. We will not be supplying iPads. This is a little different than the Microsoft Surface Pro tablet. So you will need to use your own iPad. The minimum requirement is an iPad that supports the operating system 15 or higher, 9th generation iPad or newer, but the recommended solution, so you do not have any delay at all with that distance camera, is an iPad that can support iOS 16 or higher, 5th generation iPad, iPad Pro or newer. Of course, the optimum, if you're using it for low vision, would be the largest screen, which is 12.9 inch, and an M1 chip or newer. That's going to give you the quickest, fastest results. However, if you have an older one, we do work with it. And if you need any assistance with making a change within the camera settings for doing OCR and those types of things, we did build some special things in the software. So reach out to the reseller and they can assist you with that. The next slide talks about the app. The MagnaLink Viewer, it's the app for the MagnaLink Wi-Fi cam and the Magni Wi-Fi. So that's simply up on the App Store. You can download that even if you do not have our newer products. Let's say you just want to put it on your iPhone or you want to just put it on your iPad. The app is up there. It is a free app. It's called MagnaLink Viewer. If you do not have one of our connected cameras, whether that be the Magni Wi-Fi cam or whether you're using the Magni Wi-Fi and connecting it to an MLS, a Pro, or a Zip, if you do not have one of our cameras with it, then you're going to be limited in the software. You won't be able to do OCR. You won't be able to do form filling. You won't have the ability to have 3 camera inputs. So the software and the icons will even look a little different because we don't have 2 versions up there. It is a free version of the software. However, if you're not connected to one of our cameras, that shuts off part of the features. So that application is up there. Feel free to go download that, and it's available today. The next slide, because we are going to be talking about the MLS today with Chrome Viewer, is to explain to people about the latest version of Chrome Viewer. You want to download it from the Chrome Web Store, which that's where you've always downloaded it, but you want to get MagnaLink Chrome Viewer 4. You want to make sure you get number 4. That's the latest version. This kind of goes back to Chrome. The OS a few years ago did some changes where you couldn't use external cameras plugged in, and we had to make some differences within our software, and that's all done in Chrome Viewer 4. Also, if you have an older MLS that was manufactured before November 21, you do need to reach out to your reseller because that does need to be sent in for an update. It's a firmware update, and there is a charge for that. You have to get an RMA, and then they would give you the information for sending that into our service center. But it can be updated. Not if you have the old version, not if you have the student, but if you have the S that the back part comes out where you plug the cords in, and it was made before November 21, that does need to be sent in. Also, MagnaLink Chrome Viewer 4, we're not using Chromebox anymore. We're using our own OCR that, well, we didn't create it, but anyways, we're using a specific OCR that we have to do some licensing fees on, just like we do for PC, Mac, and so you do need to purchase the OCR for Chrome Viewer that you're using with version 4. It's a $300 OCR fee, just like it is when you're using it for PC or for Mac. The other thing that Christopher's going to focus on today is the MagnaLink tab. It's a complete solution. As I mentioned earlier, this is a product we've had out for a little bit, but we are shipping with Surface Pro 9s, the latest Surface Pro tablets out there. It is running Windows. We are still shipping them with Windows 10, and the reason we're doing that is there's a lot of schools that have not upgraded to Windows 11. We do bench test with Windows 10 and 11. We work perfectly with both OSs. However, we ship with 10, and you can upgrade to 11 if you choose to do that. But if we were to ship with 11, it's harder to downgrade to version number 10. So that's why we do that. So you can install, because it is a Surface Pro tablet, all kinds of additional software, whether it's a technology software, such as if you're using Fusion, ZoomText, Supernova, those all can be installed. Of course, you have the built-in magnifier and narrator, but also there's some specific things for schools that we've heard people are also putting on their computers, whether that's Google Workspace, Microsoft Office, Grammar Checker, Math Tutor, Homework Assistant, Essay Expert. There's all kinds of specific things you can put on there that are really helpful in the educational environment. But we have installed Tab Viewer. That's what comes with it. That's your video magnifier software that allows you to zoom in, zoom out, change colors, do video, take pictures, fill out forms, do OCR, and Christopher will be showing that off today. And then, of course, we provide the tablet, the LBI camera that fits into the stand. Now, we do get questions of people that already have their own Surface Pro tablet and they want to know if they can use their own. And yes, you can. We support Surface Pro 5 all the way through Surface Pro 9. However, Surface Pro 8s and 9s, the stand size changed because that's when they went from 12.3 to 13 inches. So you need to definitely let us know, because we need to send the proper stand to fit the proper unit. So just be aware of that. We're going to stop there. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and give me just a second, Christopher, to put all the focus on you. I'm pinning you, so it should not bounce back and forth. Christopher, say something for a sec.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. You guys, please let me know if the focus just is on Christopher. I'm really hoping that it is. I think I've got this down. You know, we've only been doing videos now for how long? And we now have this all figured out. So if you want to go,
Generally.
yeah, if you want to go in the chat and just say yes, the focus is on Christopher, that would be great. All right, Christopher, the floor is yours. I know it's hard to believe, but I'm going to be quiet.
Yeah, I will spotlight myself for everyone. That makes my view bigger on my end so I can see what I'm doing, or I can see what you are supposed to see. Someone says there is. Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you for the introduction, Kimberly. You covered quite a bit, and now it's time for me to take your words more into action. I'm sure I've met some of you. My name is Chris Caswell. I live and work from our office here in Sweden, the headquarters of LBI, where we were founded in 1978. And this is the building and the facility where we design, develop, maintain, update, and manufacture all of our products. Kimberly touched a little bit the subject where there's all sorts of video magnifiers these days. You got the small handheld, the portable ones. We have a few of those as well. You have, let's say, the transportable / portable devices, and we will cover some of them in this demo or webinar. And then you have the more traditional, bigger desktop CCTVs or video magnifiers as well. So we will focus on those 3 products that Kimberly mentioned. And due to some limits in space, I prepared the desk where I'm standing to hold 1 or maximum 2 products at a time. So between the products, I need to make a 3-second switch, but I will try to be as clear and as quick as possible. The first product is the MangLink S. It's a camera that I'm currently holding in my hand that in 3 steps, I open the product. Click 1, legs coming out, that's 2, and then the main body goes up until I hear the click, and now I have the camera. The camera has no battery. I plug it in with 1 USB cable into a Chromebook, a MacBook, or a Windows PC. It takes the power from the computer where it's connected to, and it also transfers the image via the cable. I can plug the MangLink S very close to the laptops to save on space. I can have it on the, for me in this case, the right side of the computer. I could also have it on the left side because the arm swings in both directions. The camera head also turns around in more or less any angle. So this is a perfect product for near reading, self-viewing, and distance viewing. Here for the demo or the webinar, I have it connected to my standard Dell laptop running Windows 11 in this case. And I am live with my video magnifier. Before I take the conference camera control and zoom in so you can see what's going on in the software, I will also share the carrying case that comes with the product. So this black carrying case with the hard sides, pocket on the back behind, shoulder strap, handle, orange zippers, and orange and black inside to give some contrast, comes with the product. So let's zoom in. And I am pretty confident that you can see that pretty nice and clear. So now I have zoomed in on my Dell laptop. You can see my hand waving in front of the laptop. So you see we are still live. So I have my camera connected. And there is now 3 ways how to control the commands or the functions. One is that I will be using the laptop keyboard or any kind of external keyboard. And then I will use short commands on the keyboard, and you have all functions available as short commands. There is a list of all the short commands in the user manual and also in the settings menu in the software. You can also change the short commands if you so will. Another way is to take a mouse, and by doing Control H on the keyboard, I add a function bar within the software. I can make the function bar bigger and smaller by pressing Control plus or Control minus. I can use the mouse pointer to press on any of those functions, and they are all available as icons in this bar. And then I will activate that function. So for example, magnification increase, I take the mouse pointer to the plus, I press and hold, and it will magnify the image. If I use my keyboard, I do in that case arrow up. So now I'm pressing arrow up and arrow down on the keyboard, and I magnify the image. If I had a touch screen, which I don't, I could use my finger and point or press on any of the icons in the software, and I will activate that function. The MagnicS and its software comes with, let's call them, a lot of the basic functions, such as adding high contrast. There is a total of 12 different combinations. I have reference lines or guiding lines, vertical and horizontal. I have also masking, vertical and horizontal. I can freeze the image. I can go over to press overview mode to have the camera zooming all the way out to give me an understanding, also with the aim pointer in the center to understand where I am in the document and quickly go back. I can, of course, adjust the contrast, the light or the lamp on the camera itself. I can take a picture or save an image. So what the camera has in its view showed up on the screen can be saved as an image file on the computer where I am connected. I either do that by pressing F5 on the keyboard, or I use the function bar and I go to where it says picture and save. It will be saved as default in the image folder on the computer, but of course I can save it anywhere I'd like. I can also open image files directly from our LBI software that I already have stored on my computer. It could be something I snapped some time ago, or something I have downloaded or received, let's say, as an attachment in an email from a friend. I can video record, F6 on the keyboard. No, sorry, Control F5 on the keyboard, or use the mouse pointer and go to video record. It's also capturing voices or sound through the microphone on the computer. I can turn that off. I can also add a limit to the video recording, how long it can maximum be, or I can have it unlimited. The video will also be saved on the computer. I can do the same as a picture. I can open directly from the LBI software, either from the keyboard with a short command, or from this icon bar by pressing open. We started covering some of the basic functions, and now we are taking baby steps forward to become more and more advanced. Another function is OCR, text-to-speech. When you get tired of reading with your eyes, or there's a lot of text, you need to speed up your reading, you can use the machines and the software's functionality to have the text read out loud for you. It's capturing a full page, or you can focus on a certain column or area on the text, and it will capture what you have in the view. So let's see here. We can just take down something like that. There we got some text. So what I'll do now is I either take the mouse pointer and I press OCR in the menu, or I do, as I will in this case, press F4 on the keyboard.
Thank you for choosing LBI. You've made a great choice. Let us see. Development and construction.
And it starts to read within about a second. It's very fast, but still very accurate. You had one, you could call it an error because it said let us E, but it's because I didn't capture more of the page. I didn't zoom out enough. So it's actually reading correctly. So now the computer, together with our software and camera, is reading the text out loud for us. Of course, if I had earphones, plug them into your computer and you will be getting the sound from them or via them. I can now adjust the reading speed, the voice, go from a male to a female. There are several options. You have automatic language detection, which means if the product is licensed also with Swedish, I can slide in a Swedish document here and press the OCR function, and it will start to read in Swedish. So it makes it easy and productive when I'm in a school or workplace environment to have these type of features. I can change what we call the viewing mode. So currently we're looking at the actual text, and the word that's being read out loud is highlighted. And it's also showing the word that's being read out loud in big letters underneath the text. I can make it bigger, smaller, change the contrasts. I can change the view modes. If I want the line below, the actual text, another type of text, just the line where it's highlighting the word that's being read out loud in the center, or just the word.
Instruction. Your new video magnifier is...
So there are various ways how you can set the settings for that works the best for you. And of course, next time you shut down the software and the computer, and next time you start it up and you hit the OCR text-to-speech function, it will come back and start to read the way you closed it. So it's automatically remembering your settings. So you don't need to tweak that each and every time. You can play backwards and forwards in the text, etc. You can also scan multiple pages. So if I have a book or a magazine, I want to read the sports parts, page 4 to 7, I can scan all 4 and then have them read at once. Earlier, I talked about saving and opening pictures, image files, and also do the video recording. Here we have something that's similar, but still different. We call it document handling. And what it is I have now processed and scanned the text. And that text can now be saved to my computer that I am attached to, either as a Word document, so I can go in and edit it. I can save it as a PDF, as a zip file, or as a WAV file. And then I can, from my computer, of course, save it in the cloud, in my folder, or email it to whoever. I can also open By going to open or Alt F6 on the keyboard, I can open a document that I have on my computer, something I received in an email, something I found on the internet and I downloaded, or something I have captured and saved from an earlier session using this product. And when I open, what will happen is the same thing as just happened when I scanned using the camera live, but now it will scan the digital file and boom, start to read that out loud. So a scenario could be I'm in the local library, I'm capturing some information, and then when I'm back home doing my homework, I can replay that information using the software. For that specific reason, we also have a standalone additional version to the software where you don't need to have the camera connected. So I'm at the local library, brought my computer and the camera, capturing a lot of information by scanning, saved on my computer. On the bus on my way home, I can replay that information without having the camera connected, just to be more productive and get more out of my video magnifier. We also have a notepad function, but I will actually cover that in the next product. And then I will explain a bit more about that. Just to keep some functions for the other products coming, so I don't spoil everything here. Going back to live camera, and I will actually take us to true color mode here. I will zoom out the meeting camera a little bit. And I will be coming back behind the table. This was not originally planned, but I thought just to touch the subject a little bit, LVI, as a manufacturer and developer of these type of products, we are trying to think outside of the box. We are trying to focus on how can you get more out of your video magnifier than, let's say, just magnify and work with text. We came out with a product line called the MagneLink Air. And the MagneLink Air is a camera solution that could be mounted in the ceiling above you. Next to me here, I have my buddy here. It's called the MagneLink Air Distance, which is currently connected with one cable, an Ethernet cable, to the same Dell laptop. So actually, I have two cameras connected here. And if I remove the bar for a minute, I split the screen. I forgot to take you back to the Dell laptop here. Let's see here. There we go. So I will again go back. So this is where we have been. We have been looking at the MagneLink S camera view all the time. And the MagneLink S camera view, as I mentioned in the beginning, I can grab the camera and I can go distance viewing, any angle I want. If, for whatever reason, that is somewhat problematic for me, let's say I find it difficult to manually, using my hand and arm, move around the camera for distance viewing. Let's say I'm not tall enough to do so, or any other reason. I could have a two-camera solution, which I currently have, where the MagneLink Air Distance, the pole-mounted camera behind this table or in the back of this table, is also via its Ethernet cable connected to this laptop, meaning that I can either go back and forth between being live in distance viewing, I'm waving my hand and pen in front of the camera looking at our wall here in this demo room. And by pressing C on the keyboard, I go back to my near reading camera. So that's another way to speed up the productivity in a classroom environment or in a workplace environment where It's all about not falling behind. So I press C again to go back to the tall distance camera. And some of you may wonder, how can I move that image? Well, it's a motorized camera with 30 times optical zoom. So it's one of the most powerful cameras in this industry, meaning that you can go up to 30 times magnification without losing the clarity of the image. So how can I then move the camera? Well, again, all functions are available as short commands on the keyboard, or I do Control H and I get this function bar where I use the mouse pointer, or if I had a touchscreen, I do the fingers. Or in this case, with the motorized camera, I can press anywhere in the camera view. I press with my mouse, and as long as I press and hold the mouse pointer, anywhere I move my mouse, the camera will follow. Another way will be, now I'm taking controls via short commands on the keyboard. So I do A and D to go left and right, W and S to go up and down. This is an alternative for those that are going back and forth between distance viewing and near viewing quite a lot, to, again, speed up their productivity. There is one more feature I wanted to highlight with this camera setup, and that is the position settings, or it remembers the positions that I could preset. So I have 3 preset positions I can preset. And in this case, I prepared one on a whiteboard that's actually in front of this room. So if I go to press number 1 here, or I could do it on the keyboard, it will quickly go to the preset position I had. Could be an area of the whiteboard or smartboard in the classroom, could be the watch on the wall, could be the door to the classroom, so I can also see who's coming or who's leaving or what's going on. In this case, I preset on a whiteboard, just to speed up the productivity. All right. Oh, I should also mention, of course, I can split the screen with those 2 cameras being live with both of them at the same time. So you will see, let's see if I can do this. Now we're live, distance and near. If I'd like to take notes at the same time as I'm following what's going on in front of the classroom. So that was information about the Menglink S, our foldable camera that connects to a PC, Mac, Chromebook. And as a bonus, I mentioned the air distance, just to give you a little more flexibility on how you can use the Menglink S. So give me just, Kimberly, perhaps you can check in the chat if there are any questions.
There was some really good questions, so let me cover those verbally.
Okay.
While Christopher's switching over, you guys, someone asked a great question about our S camera or any of our cameras. So basically the S camera, they asked if they could use it like during a Zoom presentation, or can you just use the S camera, how Christopher just showed it, with our software only? So first of all, I want to say that the S is the most versatile product that we have because it works with PC, Mac, Chrome, iPad, and a monitor. So that's pretty incredible. And as Christopher just mentioned, we have standalone software for it as well. So that's something I've probably haven't spoken about before. Also, you can use it, as he just showed, with the ML Air. So it's super versatile. You can use it with anything and everything, and it's only 4.2 pounds. But yes, you can use it as your Zoom camera. So that's incredible, because now you've got a 10x optical zoom camera. Maybe you want to move around the room to show product, or you're using it to even focus on yourself more. it's nice to have a nice, good camera to do that. I know with my PC that I a minute ago said hello to everybody, it doesn't have a very good camera on it. It's just an average standard camera. But if I would have had the S camera focused, you would have got a clearer picture. So really, really great question. And that's why the S product has so many options that it can be used for. Now Christopher's going to show us the tab, and we're looking forward to that.
All right, thank you. So, going over to the next product. The next product is the Maglink Tab. The Tab is the product that is based on a Microsoft Surface Pro tablet. As Kimberly mentioned, if you already have one or if your student already has one, we can sell the whole package without the Surface Pro tablet. And then we have two available options also with the tablet. One is with an i5 processor and 8 gigs of RAM. That is more of a, let's say, standard product. And then we also have the high-end version with an i7 and 16 gigs of RAM tablet built into this solution for those who wants to use it for more than just as a video magnifier. They want to use it as their, let's say, main or additional computer as well, loading screen magnifiers and whatever programs they want to use it for, as well as the LBI video magnifier. Then that could be a better option. So the Maglink Tab comes as a really flat product. The stand also gives you a nice handle. It's built on, I forgot to mention that the Maglink S, the previous product, is mainly built with magnesium material that is very durable, but still very lightweight. Here, we also focused a lot on the durability to make this, the tablet, you cannot really see the tablet when it's inside its case or the stand, because it's so well protected on purpose, of course. We know how rough the school environments can be. This product is mainly made, or the stand is mainly made out of the same type of aluminum that you use when you build aircrafts. So very durable. I place it on the desk. I grab in the front. There is an open space allowing me to open the product very nicely. So it comes up like that. And then I will also show you from the side. And then I can have the tablet or the screen in this case in more or less any angle. I can come up really high, I can come really low, I can come up more closer to you or further away from you. One thing we focused a lot on when we designed this product some years ago was how can you get near reading and distance viewing in a nice and easy way without hurting your back, your neck. We focused a lot on the ergonomics of the use of this type of product, and I will show you in a bit. External camera, a full HD, the same as the previous product. Comes on a gooseneck arm, so it's flexible. You plug it in a hole in the back very easily. The camera has no battery, so it takes the power from the tablet in this case. Plug it in with the USB cable on the side where the USB plug is or connection. And I have some cable clips on the back to holding the cable nicely. There we go. I will come up front. Before we jump into the software, I will highlight the ergonomics part again. So to demonstrate from the side. So if I would be sitting now, this is a bar table, a stand-up table, but if I would be sitting, I would probably be in this height. And if I would, which I still can, using the integrated Surface Pro cameras, one front-facing and one rear-facing. That means to get a workable angle towards the paper, since the camera is fixed in the tablet, I need to come up quite high with the tablet. Something like this, where the tablet is almost vertical. No, horizontal, of course, sorry. And then that means I need to come up above the screen, or the tablet in this case, having a non-ergonomics angle of my upper body. To avoid this, we decided to use the external camera, not only for distance, but also for near reading. You have so much freedom underneath the camera, instead of being here hitting everything on inside of the stand. But also, now the screen or the tablet doesn't care where it is, because you get the image mainly from here. So I will start the Microsoft Surface Pro tablet. And when I do so, I automatically come into our software. There we go. Let me grab the controller here and have you coming closer. There we go. So as Kimberly said, this is the newer 13-inch Microsoft Surface Pro. So if I want to, I can minimize our application or the software, and then I have a full-blown computer. Our Maglink tab application has more or less, or I would say to 99%, the same functionality as the previous product, the Maglink S. So here I can use a Bluetooth keyboard and use short commands. All functions available. I can also use touch and gestures. I can also add an icon bar. Similar concept as the previous product. I started with the previous product to talk about the standard functions or basic functions, and then we kind of went forward to the more advanced. Here I have the same thing. I can change the contrast. I can change the brightness mirror, rotate the image. I can do save images. I can video record. I can open saved images. I can open recorded videos. I can do OCR. Let's get a slightly better view of this text, something like that. I hit OCR.
Production and quality since 1978. All of our video magnifiers are...
And it starts to read. And the same thing here, different viewing modes, female voice, male voice, reading speed, etc. I can also use the document handling. So I can save and open this process text. So I saved it as different types of files on the tablet and open at a later time, for example, or forward to my teacher or my colleague. Let's go back to live and let's have a time ran out of me in preparations for this. So I used a contact sheet I already used at another time, but I wanted to give you an idea of the notepad functionality that we have in our products. So what I can do is I scan the paper underneath the camera. I automatically jump to a new view where I have a magnifier. I can enlarge the scanned form in this case, and it's asking me to fill out my name, email, phone, etc. So let's do the email. I can either fill it out by pressing the pencil. I can change the size and the color of the pencil. I can use a highlighter. In this case, I think a text box is quite useful. So let's do this. And then I can either use the integrated digital keyboard or my external Bluetooth keyboard. But here we have, let's pretend my email is Chris. And then we can do @lvi.se. There we go. So now I have filled out my email address in this form, and I'm now ready to save it and email it to whoever the recipient may be. Go back to live again. And by grabbing the camera, which I'm doing now with my hand, just to show you so I don't forget to do so, I can look anywhere in the room. The camera moves really nicely in any direction. And it's very easy to just go back to the paper where we were. Since we showed and talked about all of the functions or most of them with the previous product, I will stop there and ask you, Kimberly, if there are any questions on anything so far, but especially the MagnaLink tab.
Yes, there's a question. You didn't show form filling with the S, which you guys, we could spend an hour on every single product. But yes, form filling does work in the PC Viewer software as well. If you have a touch screen, it'll work how Christopher showed it with touch. If you don't have a touch screen, then of course you can use your mouse. And but yes, that feature does work. Also, someone's asking, can the camera be positioned in the left or the right for the tab? So no, at this point, you cannot take the camera out and put it in the other side. However, you can rotate the image. So Christopher can move the camera around, which he's going to show you now. This is something that we added because it was a request. So it's a little different than in the iPad, but you could put the camera even in the back and be having the image, seeing it there. And you can also rotate the image as well. So that's our workaround for that. But no, there's not a hole drilled on either side. You can't take the camera out, but great question. Let me see if there's other questions. Price points, you guys, it would be best if you get with your reseller. If you need prices, retail prices, and don't have that handy, reach out to me and I can send a price sheet at the end. But it's going to be tight on time, so we will not go over every price of each product. The other question is about the S. Yes, the S does have a lot of different, I would call them accessories. You can get an XY docking station for it, which is very handy and used in schools quite often. You also can get a plate docking station and a clamp docking station for the S. So those are accessories and they can be purchased at any time. And then the little removable one, we made this for the S specifically because it fits, you know, the arms open up with the S perfectly for that to fit in one side and the computer to fit in the other, and it fits right in the case. And this little removable, this little portable XY table also works with the tab, and it would work with your iPad depending on how you had your stand set up. So it's a great little XY table. So we made it for the S, but people do purchase it for the tab and now for the iPad. All right, take it away, Christopher.
Yes, great questions. So last but not least is our latest add to our product series. It's called the MagnaLink Wi-Fi Cam. It's a product we have developed for iPad users, which has been a demand for quite some time, as most of us know, but it has been a challenge to come up with a product for iPads because iPads or Apple have not allowed us to come in with an external camera. Yes, some have had some solutions for it wirelessly, but in my opinion, I haven't seen any good one yet. We have spent a ton on developing this, and we now have a result. So what I now have on the table is the same camera concept. Full HD 1080p camera that's mounted on this tall flex arm, so I can swing it around any angle coming up in front of the product, on the side of the product, whatever works the best for me. This one can be rotated here 180 degrees, so I have the camera on the other side instead by just turning the whole product, and then I rotate the image within the software. So this one works better for left and right-handed people. Inside of the product, I have a large battery running the device for close to 6 hours. I also have, of course, some electronics, including Wi-Fi electronics. So my camera takes the power from the large battery that's inside this one, running the camera for, as I said, close to 6 hours. And then I connect via Wi-Fi to my iPad. And I can also have a connection to the network, the local network at the same time. So I'm using one Wi-Fi for the camera and another Wi-Fi network to be connected to the internet or the network at the same time. Yes, that is possible. Here is an iPad Pro, 12.9 inch. And I can either have it, of course, anywhere I want, because now I'm not wired. So if I want to have it in my lap, that's okay. If I'm in the sofa, I can sit in any position I like. If I have another type of iPad stand that I already have or that works better for me that I bought on Amazon or anywhere, yes, sure, you can use that. You can also use the product base as your stand. So let's come in. Again, you have been in a roller coaster with me today, going back and forth here. I hope you are all feeling okay. Something like that should be okay. So now we're zoomed in on the iPad, and I can control, I'm repeating myself, I can control also the iPad software, the LVI iPad software, by adding a Bluetooth keyboard and use short commands. I have touch and touch gestures, or I use the icon bar. And the same icons, the same functions as the previous product, with the basics, with image, save images, video record, OCR, text-to-speech, save and open documents from the iPad, and of course, I can also use the iPad with my iOS for anything else I want. Go online, use the email, or anything. And that's the same for all of these platforms, if I wasn't clear. So they are all based on some kind of computer. And then I have the LVI software on all of them, the PC.
You made a great choice. Let us explain why.
And then I have my iPad video magnifier. So, Kimberly, I think since I covered most on the first product, the MagnaLink S, and then I kept some for the tab, and I didn't keep much for the iPad because I know time is ticking, but I think I have covered in a total most of the functions and features, at least touched most of them. And then I don't know if there are any specific questions now in the chat.
So you guys, if you want to add any extra questions, now is the time. We're going to go back to the PowerPoint and finish up here in just a second. As you can see, all three of these products work great for schools. It really depends on the individual, what their needs are. I'll just quickly do a real quick wrap up. The S, again, PC, Mac, Chrome, iPad, monitor. You also can put it with the Air products. So by far, it's the most versatile. I'm not saying it's the perfect product for everyone, but by far, it's the most versatile because there's so many things you can do with it. Tab, Surface Pro tablet. You want a computer. You're going to get a computer anyways. You want a computer, but you need to realize you're not now connecting this. You can connect it to multiple monitors, but if you're saying, well, now I want to use this camera with a Chromebook, nope, that doesn't work. That would be the S. So this is a PC. This is PC based, but you can plug it into multiple monitors. You can use it with printers, anything you can do with your PC. Great product because it's all in one, very small, lightweight, about 8 pounds. You have everything with you. The last one is iPad. iPad is iPad. So it's a great solution for schools. We know a lot of schools use them, but the MagnaLink Wi-Fi cam is an iPad solution. It is iPad. We ran out of time, but we have something called the Magni Wi-Fi that, Christopher, can you move the...
yes.
Either get it or just move the iPad so we can see what the box looks like behind it.
You know what?
Okay, so Christopher's going to go get that. So it's very similar, except you're using another LVI camera. You're using an MLS with it, or you're using a Zip or a Pro. Again, they need to be manufactured after November 2021. If it's newer than that, you'd have to get it sent in for an update. But you would just plug that in and have that be your camera instead of using the Magni Wi-Fi cam that Christopher has there. So he's getting that unit right now, and he's going to be able to show that to you.
Yeah, I thought I saw one earlier, but I didn't see it now. So it's
just the box, you guys. It's just the box, that frame that's around the box and where you would put the hole for the camera. So take just the box off. I like to say it's kind of like the size of it's a rectangle, and it's just the box with the power and
so the first product, the MagnaLink S, works with Chrome, Mac, Windows PC, and iPad. But for the iPad, you need this new accessory where without the base, it's just the box. With this box, you plug in the MagnaLink S to the box, and then from the box, you can connect via Wi-Fi to an iPad. And the benefit of having that solution over this is because then you have the MagnaLink S also working with the other platforms. Let's say you want to be flexible between platforms today, or you think that there may be a new platform you will be working from in next year. Then with the MagnaLink S, you will be safe on any platform with this accessory for the iPad.
So that's...
The last product with the iPad is just for the iPad. It's developed for just an iPad. So if you know, oh, I'm all about the iPad, or my school is, and that is what I will have for the next coming X time, this is a perfect option.
Excellent. Okay, Christopher, I'm going to remove my spotlight on you. I'm going to share my screen and finish with the PowerPoint. So we do have some additional webinars coming up. We have one October 23rd, and we're going to be focused just on the iPad. So we'll show the MagnaLink Wi-Fi cam and the MagnaLink Wi-Fi. If you're using the MagnaLink Wi-Fi, usually a lot of people will ask, well, how do I do that? Because it doesn't have a stand. Well, you can use your existing stand that you have for your iPad. If you don't have one, you can get clamp ones. There's all different styles. I just got a clamp one I'm trying. So if you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to me, or some resellers have tried different ones as well. So that's, we're doing things a little different. I've had some requests to have webinars not on Tuesdays. There's certain people that have meetings every Tuesday, and they say they want to come to our webinars live. So we've had some special requests come in and asked if we could host them on different days. So we're trying this out. Normally I wouldn't do a webinar on a Monday, but we're going to see how it works. So it's the same time, 1 o'clock Eastern, but it's on a Monday. And the next one is November 30th. So we're trying a Thursday as well. This one is basically, it's a thank you. It's Seen with Grateful Hearts. We have several people that spoke in the last few years on our Living with Low Vision. We're going to ask them to come and talk about what they're thankful for, but also just, they're going to talk about challenges that they deal with low vision, but how they've overcome those and how they have a grateful heart about that, whether that's family that's given them advice, whether that's a counselor, whether that's just a community of people around them. So we're giving back to the community because it is the month of Thanksgiving. And we don't have our December one up yet, but we're kind of got some ideas. So we'll keep you posted. You can register for any of these webinars that right now, the October or November ones, they're up there. Just go to lviamerica.com/webinar and you'll be able to register. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. Thank you so much, Christopher. You did an amazing job. It's Christopher, CHRISTOFER. And if you want to email him, it's Christopher.Caswell is his last name. It's CASSWALL @lvi.se. I'm Kimberly Klein. You can reach me at 702-468-6611. You can email me as well, Kimberly.Klein, and it's CLINE @lviamerica.com. If you reach out to me and can't get your reseller, really need help, we have wonderful Catherine who is in our office. So she's not traveling. And so you can usually pretty much reach her. She is Eastern Standard Time. Her phone number is 802-236-4404. You can call or text her as well. And it's Catherine, CATHERINE .Trombley, TROMBLEY @lviamerica.com. I see that there's some stuff in the chat, so I'm going to quickly look to see if I can answer any questions quickly.
I think I have covered all of them. I think and I hope so. If there is anyone out there not still waiting for an answer and we missed that, sorry about that. And please feel free to reach out for us for some personal assistance.
Excellent.
That's what we're here for.
Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful day. And I just want to say very soon we will have more MagnaLink Wi-Fi cams in stock. We had a pretty big back order and we got those all pretty much out now. So our next shipment coming in will be for stock. I'm so excited. So that means it'll be the normal, like when you place an order, we ship next day, like we try to do with all of our products. So that will be happening soon. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, as Christopher said, we're all here to help you.